Welcome to an example in which we are looking at this triangle and they're asking us to find this angle right there. See that little arrow question mark, and it says find the measure of the angle. So what is this angle right here? Well, this side here is the opposite. This side here is the hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle. And so that means this side down here must be the adjacent. And we remember the memory device, SOHCAHTOA. So the two sides that we're have are this one and this one, opposite and hypotenuse, which is sine, opposite and hypotenuse. So that means the sine of that angle, let's call this angle here theta. The sine of that angle theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of that angle theta is opposite, which is going to be 10 over 14. Okay, so now how am I going to solve for theta? They want me to find that angle theta right here. So how do I find that? Well, I'm going to need to do the, and then here, let me bring it down. Sine of theta equals, I'll move this over that. And I'm going to need to bring in sine inverse on both sides. Like that. Now, a lot of people, yeah, let me back up. That's correct. That's the right thing to do. But let me address, a lot of people make the mistake and they think, oh, okay, you want to solve for theta, just got to divide by the sine. Just divide by the sine on both sides. Boom, there it is. Theta's on. No, no, no. No, you can't. There's no such thing as sine alone without an angle, first off. And also, this doesn't mean sine times theta. It doesn't mean sine times theta. So it's not multiply. This isn't times here, so you can get rid of it by just dividing. It's not multiply. Even if it has parentheses, because a lot of times it's written like this, and that still doesn't mean multiply. This is not sine times theta. It's sine of theta. It's kind of like looking at f of 3 or something. That 3 is plugged into the f machine. Doesn't mean f times 3. Right? Parentheses do not always mean times. In fact, whenever they're next to a function, they don't mean times, they mean plug in, like plug into the toaster. As I always say, that 3 is plugged into the f machine, the theta is plugged into the sine machine. So it's not multiply. Parentheses do not mean multiply when they're next to a function. They don't mean multiply, they mean plug in. That theta is inside the sine function. So we can't get rid of it by just dividing by the sine because it's not multiply. So how do we get rid of it? Well, that's why I said you do sine inverse. You do the inverse function, the opposite on both sides, and it cancels it out. That's how you get rid of a function. You can't divide off a function because it's not multiplied. You got to do the inverse function. So then that ends up telling us, okay, so theta's alone, it's sine inverse of 10/14. So that's going to be our answer. Now, how do we get sine inverse of 10/14? Well, we're going to need to go to the calculator. So let me switch back. If I can do this. Yeah, stop sharing that and share that. Okay, so now you're seeing the screen here. So I'm going to go to the home page of our class. And here, see this calculator down here? I'm going to click on the, you can do your own calculator. I'm going to do the one on the home page of our campus. So I'm going to click on that calculator. Click. And when I do, whoops, I didn't click. Click, there we go. It opens up a new tab, Desmos. Right at the top, there's Math Tools. Click on Math Tools. Come on down, Scientific Calculator. There it is. And I'm going to come over here now. What we was sine inverse 10/14. So I'm going to go to Function. Click Function. There's sine inverse, and it's 10/14. Type in 10 divided by 14. I'm going to hit Enter. There's the answer. Now they want on this problem degrees. See, this says degree right here. If I click this, it goes to radians, but I want back to degrees. So here's degrees. Here's the answer in degrees, 45.5846. So that's the answer in degrees to this question. And so that's how we do it. And there we go.